Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Truthful Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
So Warren G and Snoop Dogg are currently doing their tour, which is called Cali to Canada. And they're touring across Canada. And while in Vancouver, they came across a not so great part of the city, a very sketchy part, Skid Row, if you will. And they're going to share their experience. Take a look.
Man, I'm out here. It's a trip. Man, I said in the streets of Vancouver, it's pretty rough around here. It ain't everywhere ain't peaches and cream. Being from the States, we think that it ain't places that's rough, but it's rough everywhere, and it's a proven fact. Drugs everywhere, it's gangs everywhere. I just was down the street, my damn, basically banged on him. I told him, I said, check this out. I ain't from out here, you got me up. And he fixed it fast. He realized I wasn't from out here, so had to check him real quick, but hey, it's all good. I ain't about that, but I ain't gonna let them all try to mash on me at the same time. Look at this shit. It's rough out here too, but hey, it's all good.
Look at you, man. And y'all sweat at the border and y'all got an alley for the motherfuckers that y'all let do drugs. This is terrible, cuz. This is terrible.
Americans typically are very surprised when they come to Canada and they come across areas like this that we would be considered as the hood or Skid Row or, drug-infested areas or homeless areas. And they do exist all across this country. And there is a homeless crisis that's currently going on here. And there is, particularly in the province of BC, which is also the racist province of BC. Our Prime Minister of Canada has decriminalized the use of hard drugs in the province of BC. So things are really, really out of control there. It has run amok in that province. And so Snoop Dogg and Warren G happened across it, and they are very surprised by it. You hear with Snoop Dogg, he mentions that they'll sweat you at the border, but they'll allow people to be using hard drugs in the streets in Vancouver. And that is actually true, because at the border, those officers sure do give you a hard time, especially if you're a Black person. And while they're letting people go through that are up to bad things, yet somehow a lot of Black people will get detained. So Snoop Dogg was referencing that. I'm assuming he may have gone through an experience like that trying to come to Canada, which wouldn't surprise me in the least. Vancouver is a very, very beautiful city. It might be one of the most beautiful cities in the entire country of Canada. But again, we have bad areas in every part of this country. And this situation with the decriminalization of hard drugs is a problem that I hope will be fixed and really find a better solution. Because the President of Canada is saying that he would much rather not jail people who are drug addicts and focus on getting them the help that they need. I don't believe that by decriminalizing hard drugs is the answer. We have to look at a better solution. We have to look at a way that we can help them. Perhaps we can consider funding specifically for drug addicts. because I also agree jail is probably not the right place for them. However, if they are committing a crime, then they have to go through the same legal process like everybody else. But if it's really an addiction issue, then I do agree that jail isn't the right place. But what is the right answer? It's definitely not, in my opinion, decriminalizing hard drugs, because that city is just out of control. It's really, really bad. And as you can see from the footage I'm sharing, this is what it looks like in those areas. And it's on the east end of Vancouver. And it's not getting any better. Definitely not by decriminalizing. In fact, that's made it worse. So again, we need to come up with a better solution for people that are addicts. We all know it's very difficult to get an addict to admit they're an addict and to go for help if they need it, because at the end of the day, these addicts feel good in the drug. They feel good taking the drug. It makes them feel good. It makes them escape whatever ailments or whatever, hardships they're going through in life. So why stop? Sometimes they have to hit rock bottom before they realize that they need to get help. And sometimes it ends up in a fatality and it doesn't ever, correct itself. So we need to find a better solution than decriminalizing. And this is why Pierre Poilievre, who is the contender now for the new president of Canada, calls what the current president of Canada, whose name I just choose not to mention, but we all know who he is, calls his policies wacko and calls him wacko, because nobody can wrap their mind around this policy. To Snoop Dogg and Warren G, welcome to Canada. And to everybody else that lives abroad, you now know that Canada also, although people think it's a peaceful place and everybody's nice and kind, we face the same thing that other countries face around the world. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also download the African Diaspora News app. You can grab it at the Google or Apple store, or head over to africandiasporanews.org and grab it there. You'll have access to content you won't see here or anywhere else. So you want to grab that app. There are wonderful things there. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, EA Public Relations. Until next time, please be safe, everyone.